mosey on over, sit down, and I'll start spinning you a yarn that you ain't gonna forget.
Is it going?
It's
going.
blinking.
Red light's blinking.
Okay.
There you go, man.
Alright. I'm sitting in bird crap.
I'm sorry.
Wouldn't be the last first time.
Ah,
Alright. Story.
Story. Okay. Well, you know the part up to where Geezer and I came down to Newfound
Right.
Gap?
Right.
Okay. Dropped off Geezer's pack, all's good. And I had left my pack by the side of the trail a little over a mile up from the gap.
Okay.
You know, just left it there. It's a well-trafficked trail, and the people are basically honest and got Geezer out. Okay, all's good. And so I'm feeling good. I'm hooking and booking back up the trail and looking forward to getting the pack, getting on up to Ice Water Springs and having dinner and stuff. And I'm going along, and we had told a couple different folks as they were going up the trail, hey, there's a pack on the side of the trail, don't worry about it, it's ours. It's not, nobody's in trouble. And as I'm going back up the trail, I ran into one of the couples that we had talked to. They were coming down, and they said, hey, your pack's just up there. Yeah, everything's fine. So I'm thinking, good. And they said, we passed it 2 minutes ago. Being all's good. I'm hooking and booking up there. Well, the first thing that I see when I look up the trail is I turn around the corner. In the back outer pocket, I had a sleeve of saltine crackers to have some salami that I had. That was going to be one of my lunches. There's an empty sleeve of crackers in the middle of the trail. I'm ticked. I'm thinking that some day hiker is eating my crackers and just done something less than nice. So I'm ticked, and I start storming up the trail, and I'm cussing a blue streak. Storming up the trail. I get to literally about from here to the tire on that car, to the cracker sleeve, and I hear,
Oh no.
a black bear had drugged my pack 5 feet off the trail. He was straddling it, chomping on it, and challenging me to come get a hold of his food.
I'm sorry.
Game change! It was just one of those, you know, the old Sports Field magazine.
Yeah.
They had that one-page piece every month. This happened to me.
Right.
That's what I was thinking was, this is happening to me. And I've been hiking these mountains for years. I have had plenty of bear encounters. They want to be around me as much as I want to be around them.
Right.
Except when there's food involved.
Especially salami.
And I knew he was challenging me.
Oh yeah.
And I knew I was well within his threat zone. And what they always say is, make yourself big.
Yeah.
Noise, everything like that. And I had my hiking stick, so I start whacking them together above my head and hollering just as loud as I can. And all that made him do is back off about a foot and go, bruh, bruh, bruh. So he's woofing at me, and I'm hollering at him, and I backed off a few more feet because I didn't know how fast, I know how fast he ran fast. And so I backed off to about 40 feet or so. I'm woofing, he's woofing, and I'm like, and I'm feeling bad because I don't want anything bad to happen to the bear. I'm not mad at the bear. It was my mistake. I did not even think about putting it in a tree. You know,
Well, it's a well-traveled.
it's a well-traveled trail. It's midday. And I was only going to be gone for about a half hour, which is about all I was gone. I did not even think about putting it in a tree. Well, about 30 seconds into me and the bear woofing at each other, this college kid comes down the trail from the other end. And I hollered a warning at him. I said, there's a black bear right there. He's covering my pack, and we're arguing over it. And the kid goes, what do I do? I said, bang your hiking sticks together and make noise. He said, I've only got one stick. I said, bang it on the ground and make noise. So he starts banging and making noise, and I do not know how long this whole thing lasted. Was it 5 minutes or was it 15? As we're having this standoff. And at one point, the adrenaline had worn off a little bit, and I'm starting to see some really weird humor in this. And I hollered up to the college kid, and 2 more college kids, a boyfriend and girlfriend came down, and they were just whooping and hollering and clapping their hands too. And I hollered up to the college kid, I said, you're going to be able to tell your grandkids about this. And he says, I just want to live long enough to have kids. And at this point I realized he's in panic mode, so I don't need to joke with him anymore.
Yeah.
But, so he went back to, the bear went back to tearing more of the nylon to get into the next round of whatever it was that he was eating. And so I got a little bit closer, and I started banging and hollering a little bit louder. and the bear started to back off a little bit, and I warned the kid that was up the trail. I said, the bear's backing off and moving, and I said, just be aware. I said, and I said, whatever time later, the bear took off running down the hill.
Oh man.
And so I went up there, and I could still hear him down there kind of going laterally. I didn't know what he was doing. I didn't know if he was trying to figure it out again. So I handed the college kid my sticks, grabbed the pack, threw whatever garbage in there that we could. And by this time the 3 college kids were together. I said, you guys go that way as fast as you can. I'm going up this way as fast as I can. And that's what we did. And I think the funniest part of the whole incident after my I suddenly found it to be hilarious. I get up to the shelter and I meet Ed. And Brent comes. Ian was having dinner. Brent comes down and says, glad you could finally meet him. It was right after sunset. I got up there. And I said, well, I would have been here sooner. He said I had to persuade a bear to give me back my backpack. And they both looked at me kind of oddly. And I said, no. I had to persuade a bear to give me back my backpack, and I showed him the torn fabric and everything. They're like, oh my God. And Brent told me this morning, he said, when you told me that, Dan, I thought it was some metaphor for George, and you had to persuade George to let you help him or something. I said, no, it was a bear.
Oh my God.
So that's my story there, Mrs. Honey.
Oh.
And you're sticking to it, aren't you?
No, I got the physical evidence.
I will take a picture of your backpack after.
Oh, you want a goose?
I was gonna just turn that thing off.
Did you do that?
I did not.
I did not do it either.
Somebody's
Oh,
coming.
that was you.
Somebody's coming. Would you mash that button on top of my camera?
We're doing fine.
He's videoing his encounter with his bear attack.
It was not pretty.
Oh,
Push
which one?
stop button.
Are you
The
here to run us
stop
off?
button. I'm supposed to know.